I have a little story today that I promised God I would share. It has everything to do with these peppers. At the beginning of planting season, we planted those bell pepper bushes, and we were pretty excited about it because we eat quite a bit of bell peppers in this house, and it was the first time we had tried to grow some bell peppers. Sadly, all season long, it was producing diseased peppers, and after a lot of research, I figured out that the plant was possibly diseased, and that once it started producing diseased peppers, it would simultaneously continue to, and that basically it was a loss. Well, one day I was out here tilling up that box back there for the fall plant, and I just became angry in that moment because I felt robbed. You know, I'd spent time and money, and the outcome still wasn't there. And so something just came over me, and I walked right up to those plants. And I basically said, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. I rebuke the disease that came with you. And in the name of Jesus Christ, I command you to bear vegetables the way God designed you to bear vegetables. And instead of tearing it down, every day I came out here, I prayed over that plant and asked it to produce. A week and a half later, it began to produce again. But this time, the peppers weren't diseased, they were vibrant. What's even more interesting is the first thing it produced was an orange pepper. And as we all know, orange is the color of harvest season, which is why a lot of things around Thanksgiving are orange and pumpkin related. Here I stand a few weeks later, holding vibrant, beautiful peppers. And I say all that to say this: how we speak to the dead and diseased things in our lives matter. How quickly we are to cast them out versus praying over them matters. Because we have authority. The Bible tells us we have authority through Jesus Christ to speak to the dead things. And we have the ability to pray in direct communication to the Father. And the Bible tells us the prayers of a righteous person availeth much. Can I encourage you today that if there's something dead in your life, diseased in your life, something grievous in your life, something that's just hard, and you're ready to call it quits, don't. Try speaking to it first. Try praying over it first, because it makes all the difference. God didn't stop resurrecting things at Lazarus, and he didn't stop resurrecting things at his own resurrection. He is still in the business of bringing life back to dead things, but we have to actually take the time to trust, believe, and be patient. And we also have to stop speaking to them as if they're already dead. What you come into agreement with quickly says more about your faith than you realize.